welcome to Ephemera Files by Tommy, and today I'm going to show you how I made a tag that was included in my last journal that was called Rosemary. And I had a request to show how I made it, and so here I am. And hopefully I do it right this time, because I already started to do it once, and I'll show you what happened that went wrong so that you don't do that the same way that I did. I don't know if that makes sense or not. The base thing that you'll need is a package that has like plastic protectors and a cardboard piece, and these Tim Holtz ideology pieces work really well. You'll need, you don't have to use digitals, but I'm using some digitals in this one. And you'll need some nail polish in your choice of color. You will need glossy accents. Let's see, you'll need a glue stick and little things to put inside the cups. And you'll see what I mean by that as soon as I get to that point. Now, this particular kind of packaging has 2 layers. And for what I'm doing today, this is too thick. See how thick that is right there, that opening? The one that's on the inside is thinner, and that's, let's see if I can get the right angle there. See how thin that is? I'm gonna say that that is about 1/8 of an inch deep, whereas this one is about just over 1/4 of an inch deep. You could use that one if you wanted to. When you get done, when you see how I've done it, you do whatever you want. Oh, you will also need double-sided tape. Double stick tape, double-sided tape, whatever. I have a piece right here, and I've got some double stick tape on it, and I'm gonna put this on there. One, because it raises my work surface a little higher, and 2, I can move it around after I have done my thing with it without jiggling it too much, or less chance of dropping it as well, which I can be prone to do. Now for the first part, I am going to cut out this tiny little hummingbird here. I've already checked, and he should fit just inside that circle once he is fussy cut. Oh my goodness, he is so tiny though. Let's see. But before I cut him out, I need to do something to prepare him, because this is an inkjet printed page, and inkjet is affected by water. It is water soluble. I also want this little flower arrangement here, so I'm going to cut up to that and put my hummingbird over there so I don't lose him. And I'm actually going to get a hole punch so I can punch a circle. And I don't know exactly what size I need. Let's see what fits in there the best. It looks like that one might be it, 3/4 of an inch. That just feels really big though. I don't know. Let's see what the 5/8 looks like. You know what? I can cut out the big one, and then I can make it smaller if I need to. I think that'll be all right, actually. I think that'll work. So we'll just stick it with that one. Stick stick with that one. Now I need to prepare these. This one is fine being cut out like that. This one I need to fussy cut a little closer, but before I do that, I need to get some packing tape out, because I started to say, this is water soluble. Glossy accents will make your ink run. So I'm going to take my packing tape and I'm going to put packing tape on both sides of these so they are sealed in. And then I'm going to cut out around the packing tape. Way too big a piece, but that's what came out. If you've ever done anything with packing tape, you know what I'm talking about. Go. If your piece is small enough, you could probably just use transparent tape, but I don't think my tape is wide enough, my transparent tape, like for wrapping gifts. I don't think it's wide enough. All right. So for the circle, let's put that in the trash. For the circle, I can just go ahead and come back in and repunch, I think. I think I can. All right, so there's my little flower arrangement. For the hummingbird, I need to come in, and I'm also going to go ahead and fussy cut him now that I've got the tape on both sides sealing it in. This way I don't have to come back and fussy cut around the tape after I've already fussy cut around the hummingbird. Because fussy cutting is kind of obnoxious enough without having to do it 2 or 3 times on the same piece. I may have left a little too much on the end of his beak. All right, now let's test him and make sure he fits in the hole. And he does, so that's good. All right, so we've got those 2 pieces prepared. And now what I want to do is I want to put a thin layer of nail polish down in there that has glitter in it. It's clear, but it's got glitter in it. And this is just nail polish that I got at Dollar Tree. I got it specifically for doing crafts because I get my nails done. Anyway, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some of this into the base. And I don't need a lot, but I do want some of that glitter in there. And I think that if you wanted to, you could probably just put a little bit of your glossy accents in and then put some other kind of glitter in there if you wanted. I think that would work. I've never tried it, so you may have to try it and you tell me what you think about it. And I'm trying to avoid the very center with the glitter because I want my little things that I've cut out to be first and foremost. But I kind of need that in there to help seal them in. Okay, the next step is to place our pieces. And I am going to put this one, make sure that it's right side up, that my little bouquet is all right. And I'm just going to put it right in the center of that one and push it down in. And then I'm going to do the same thing with my hummingbird in the top one, because that's where I want him to be. I need to make sure that he's facing, that he's not flying upside down. I mean, sometimes they fly upside down. I just don't want him to be flying upside down in my tag here. And then I also would like to put some little words in that next one. I think I'm going to choose free to fly. And I'm going to have to cut it because it's too long. So I'm going to cut between the word free and the word to fly. And I'm just going to place this down into the nail polish base. Pick that up and then push it in there as well. And they're kind of stacked, but that's okay, because you'll still be able to read it. All right, the next step, I want to add a few little, let's see, what's the word that I want? Baubles? Is that it? Yes, rhinestones, that's it. I couldn't find my word. And I have already used these in a couple of things that I'm making this tag for in a journal that I'm making. And so these are just rhinestones. And I'm just going to put a couple of little ones down in there, making sure that the rhinestoney part is going the right direction. I'll put two down there and one up here. Sometimes the tiny things are hard to work with. Get another pair of tweezers out. That might work. Looks like I'm doing surgery here. There we go. And then I'm going to put a couple of bigger ones down here. Put one there. And then get to the bigger size and put one of those in. Down there. And I think that's good. I think that's all I'm going to do to that. So my next step is going to be the glossy accents. And you do not want to shake this. Don't shake it. Because if you shake it, you're going to get a whole bunch of air bubbles in it. And I just start right in the center. And I just squeeze it out, letting it flow. This is self-leveling, so you can you want to kind of have it rounded, have a rounded top because of surface tension, because it is going to sink as it dries. And this will take about a day. It may take less than that, but I just find it's much easier on me if I say it's going to take a day, because that way I'm not like, hurry up and dry. Because you just can't rush some things, especially in the craft world. It's just not a good thing to be rushed. I was rushed. Okay, this is the second time that I've tried to make this video because I rushed and forgot to put the layer of packing tape on the back of my digital images, and this happened because paper is paper. And so the glossy accents soaked through the back of the paper and it still made the ink run on there. And it makes me sad because I thought that that was turning out really pretty. I really like that. So I may find a way to cut that out and use it in something else. This one's not horrible, but it's blurry. This one is just a total mess. So take your time, be patient, remember to do all the steps. So I'm going to set this aside to dry until tomorrow. In the meantime, I took the backing from that other one and I just covered it. I just covered it with digital images from the kit. You can use scrapbook paper, you can paint it, you can do whatever you want. I added some nail polish in the centers of those flowers, and I took a marker that I bought at Dollar Tree and just went around the edge on that. And I'm going to go ahead and use that again. I don't need to make another one because this part isn't the part that got messed up. So we'll be back when that's dry. It is actually dried for several days because I couldn't get back into my studio for various reasons. And I think that it turned out very, very pretty. Let's see, probably better on the white. And the first one that I made, I did not use the digitals in it. Let's see, the one that I put into the Rosemarie journal. And then you saw what happened with the the other one where I forgot to back the digitals. These digitals are nice and clear. I have some bubbles in the back that are, this one's a little major, but it's also hidden behind that, so I'm not worried about it. So let's go on and finish up this tag. I have my paper, my Tim Holtz, my paper covered Tim Holtz tag that goes with this, and I am going to punch 2 holes up here at the top where the hang tag would have gone. And what I'm going to do, I have a mirror to my right, not a mirror, I have a window to my right, and I'm going to hold it up to the window so that I can see where the outside corners are of that hang tag area, and I'm going to use my awl to punch some holes so that I can mark where I want to use my hole punch. And if the ribbon I wanted to use was thinner, it actually would have worked with just the awl. But what I want to use is a little thicker, and so I will need to use my hole punch. And I'm just going to line up over the hole that I punched. I need to be able to see what I'm punching. Let's see, turn it over, that'll help. And I'm just going to punch right around where that circle is. And it's fairly level. It's not perfectly level. I also just realized I could have gone ahead and done it that way because this will be on top of that. And you can see it's lined up really well. So I guess I'm good anyway. On the original tag that I made like this, I used a button envelope that comes on hang tags sometimes with clothing with extra buttons and maybe a little extra thread. I am not going to put the envelope on the back of this time. If I was going to do that, I would have already glued the flap on before I put this paper on so it didn't show underneath and it would just flap up like that. I'm going to use double-sided tape to adhere this to this. Okay, I've got my tape on there, and I will be taking off one of the tapes, just one, because that will allow me to get it lined up just where I want it. If I undo all of them, I'm more likely to get it stuck where I don't want it to be stuck. And if I'm only having to align one, then it makes the job much easier. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this up until I'm just almost where the tape is. And I'm going to lift, keeping it aligned. And then I'm going to push it down. Then I can come in and pull those other tape backings off. It's easier to do it from this side than the other. All right, and right here, I want to get my bone folder or something so that I can make sure that that tape is stuck down really, 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 really well. And I can tell as I'm doing this that I am pushing out some air bubbles in different spots, which is how come I'm doing this, is to make sure that everything's adhered well. All right, so there is that part. Now I'm going to get my ribbon that I want to use. And this is what is called, by some of my friends, an antique style ribbon tie. And so all it is you pull ribbon or lace, in this case, yarn, string, whatever you want to use, through one hole, bring it through the other, and then keeping hold of this end, you take it through the hole again, the first hole. Pull it through, make sure and arrange it the way that you want it arranged, although you can do that afterwards as well. And then through the second hole, we're going to come back through. And that actually keeps it really well, because over here it's overlapped twice, and it just keeps it from coming undone. But it's not permanent, so you can take it off if you want. I am going to trim my ends here because they're just a little too long for what I want this for. All right, and there is my tag that I've made using Tim Holtz trash and glossy accents and nail polish and a few different decorations and a bit of ribbon and some paper. These happen to be digitals that I'm using on a journal that I'm making. And I really like it. Oh, and some nail polish, because I have nail polish on the centers of those flowers. I like it. I think it turned out really pretty. What do you think? Leave me a comment if you have any questions or you want to tell me what you think about this. You can do that. And I remind you to always be kind. Bye.